What I would love to do is show you this tool, but then also open it up for conversation because this is a tool that I'm gonna also talk through like how it's useful for users of Zotero for ingesting content. And it was actually Laura that suggested that there might be some functionality, and I can show you how this can also help you identify a incorrect or hallucinated citation, but the emphasis is on help you identify. It is not conclusive, and it does still require a little bit of work on the part of the user. It's not like I know there are various AI paid tools right now. They'll be like, I will flag your hallucinated citations. It's not quite that direct. So how this tool came across my desk is because I had students asking me, so if I have a list of citations like this, what is the easiest and fastest way to get them into Zotero? And I came across this tool that has been around now for over 5 years. I'm not entirely sure when it first launched, but that's as far back as I can find references in the Zotero forums. It's hosted on Vercel app, which is a web app hosting company. I can't find any information in the metadata of who created this. But what it does is it allows you to paste in your citations and runs a search against Google Scholar and then creates a export file, much like if you were exporting from a database en masse or from, say, RefWorks, you would export it as a citation bundle that you could unpack into Zotero. But where this is useful for our purposes is that it prompts you to check, okay, citation one, is this it? The item is yellow. Or if it's wrong, it shows a couple of similar sources. So I might go, oh, nope, it's this one, and pick on that one. Is this it? Yes, that's it. Is this it? Yep, that's it.
Tammy,
You'll
your
see
page
here,
isn't moving.
my page is not moving.
Okay.
I'm going to stop share and reshare so you can actually see as I was scrolling. All right, take two. So you can see here, hopefully as I'm scrolling, please shout out if that happens again. The citation one I entered, the first match is correct. But if it was wrong, I could choose it's going to show me the top three matches for this citation. Citation two, that top match. The top one is a match. But we're seeing in citation four, this Ivan's one, I snuck, sneaky puck that I am, I just snuck a fake citation into this bibliography. And so we can see that the top match, in fact, none of the matches look anything like the citation here. And that's the clue to us that this might be a fake hallucinated citation. This is not conclusive. Sometimes this tool, because it's running against Google Scholar, does not find a source because it's not indexed in Google Scholar. But this is a clue to us that none of these matches match this. That if I were looking at a student's list of bibliography, I might be, I need to take a closer look at this citation. I'm going to shut my trap now because I'd love to hear from particularly Stephanie, and that was looking at this with me earlier, her thoughts about this tool.
Yeah, so I went ahead and I took like a whole list of hallucinated citations that I had from a student, like one that we've already determined that they're hallucinated. Um, there were both, it was mixed results, it was a mixed bag. I would say that Tammy's sneaky puck move here is a good one to show you, but what ends up happening more often than not that I noticed anyway with the hallucination, I don't know, I think I did about 40 or 50 total, is that it's not as obvious that it's not the same article. So, in other words, if you'll scroll up one, Tammy, to citation number three,
Mhm.
it looks more like citation number three when it's not a real
You'd
article.
really have to look carefully.
And so we were originally, just so you guys know, talking about this with regards to like possibly recommending it to faculty as a way to check hallucinated citations for their students. And the one thing I would say is that just like with anything else, they're still going to have to validate and they're still going to have to verify. And if a faculty member is not going to check all of the citations anyway, I'm not sure if they would go through this tool or not, to be honest with you, because I don't feel like it's Tammy and I had talked about we wish when they couldn't find one that it would change it a different color, like make it red or something like that, which would make it a whole lot more user friendly for faculty members trying to quickly determine whether or not something is hallucinated. But I will say it nailed all of the ones that were not real. I didn't find any issues where I found it and they did not. So that was good. Um, yeah, those are my thoughts for what they're worth.
So I will say, my reflection on that is that it's a tool that, like, now that I've thought of this, I might use as part of my consult prep. Maybe it's not the magic bullet we would love to recommend to faculty. Other questions, thoughts, ideas, worries?
A cool tool for our ILL folks too. I was just thinking when you get some of those citations where you're like, hey, is this is this actually a real citation? What are they looking for here? It's missing a bunch of information.
Unfortunately, they usually aren't, and they're just bad, and you don't know until it's come back a couple times. So, or somebody says, "I can't find this the way it says it's supposed
Well, thank you for sharing it with us, Tammy. And I think it's what I'm hearing from the discussion, and I think a good point is it's a tool for all of us to use. Um, if you feel like there are faculty members who would benefit from having this shared with them, I mean, certainly share it with folks, but I think keep in mind those cautions that both Timmy and Stephanie mentioned that it may not. I definitely don't think we want to present it to anyone as like a woo, here, your problems are all solved. Just drop your citations in here and you'll know if your students are using AI, because that is not what it's doing, as Tammy told us. So, um, next up, Okta transition. I know, I know that we had a lot of questions last night, so I just want to open it up a little bit. One, a reminder that if you do not have the chiclets, and if those chiclets do not give you permission to get to NC1 and the Commons, please email Service Desk so that you can get added. Um, any other issues or errors or things like that that are coming up?
Last night on chat was pretty good. There was just one person who had questions because she's like, I know there was info, but where? And I told her to check her email. But other than that, chat last night, I didn't have any problems with it. I don't know that Tammy did either.
Okay. I do know, like, and this is just, there were a handful this morning where people are having trouble accessing things. I'm recommending clearing cache for those. I think in a lot of cases, it's like, maybe they've logged in and they're still in the same browser. I think we've all experienced that as we bop back and forth between systems. So far, that seems to be helping most people. The other thing I will just say is I was surprised. That was it. I just wanted to re-emphasize that even though everyone has the same email addresses now, they're not all in the same system or in the same LMS yet. So, just because they have an at student.nu.edu email address does not mean you're going to find them in Compass. Or sorry, well, You know what I mean? Eventually, everyone will be an anthology. Right now, we still have SOAR and Compass. And just because they have an at student.nu.edu email address does not mean that they are in SOAR, which is what we would normally expect. So you may still have to look for the student in Compass or an NCU1. I will say I experimented a little bit while I was on reference this morning. If a student has logged into NCU1 with their new Okta login already, it shows that as their email address once once you look them up in NCU1. So that's exciting. And
Question about chat, or I'm not sorry, ticket history. Like if someone comes in and now they've got a new email address, like if we're updating stuff on the back end of Live Answers, do we want to change it over to the new NU one or add it as an additional, or would you recommend? So it pulls up their old, current, and future stuff.
are you talking about doing it individually or some kind of bulk thing? Because
I
doing
think
bulk, I don't know that we can.
no, that's okay. I think bulk would be a pain too, but maybe that's just an opportunity that we can look for, I guess. Especially for people that are helping with like the data cleanup project. If you're going into Live Answers, because there was like a missing or incorrect email address, like adding that in, because you can have more than one email address, and then the user history will show like interactions with all the associated email addresses.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, I think if that's something that it's possible for folks to do, whether that's, whether it's someone doing it live while you're working with a student or during the data cleanup, I think that's great. Because yeah, they are not going to they're not gonna join up automatically.
Yeah, I'm just thinking for more of our frequent flyers too. Like if you notice a student ticket and they come in a lot, to make it easier to find all their stuff at once, it might be worth like adding that in so everything, all 100 tickets come up.
Yeah. Yep, I think that's great. And then David.
Just a quick question. Can you remind me, do the old NCU email addresses forward to the new ones automatically? Okay, perfect.
We do, yep. And that is going to happen indefinitely per IT. So students will be getting all the email that's sent. So if you send a student an email and it's to their O365 email address, it's going to get delivered to their current inbox. And same thing for, anytime that they've maybe signed up for something with their NCU email address, they're going to get their like password reset or whatever for some third-party vendor. Any other questions that came up? I will say and this is mostly for folks with doctoral consult students, if someone comes in and they're having issues with Cayuse, which is the software that the IRB uses, send them directly to service desk. I would not send them to the IRB folks to try and troubleshoot that. Because they swapped everything over. I've heard reports that not everything went smoothly with it. So just don't try and troubleshoot yourselves. Don't send them to IRB because the IRB folks are not going to be able to help them. Send them directly to service desk. Any other questions on that one? Keep asking your questions, like some of the questions that have been coming up in the reference chat, like the one about alumni stuff. That was a really good question about what happened to those alumni who used to have O365 email addresses. So let's, keep asking questions, because if you have a question, guaranteed someone else on the team has it.
Is there a context clue question you guys think we could ask if we're not sure which where their stuff is located? You know, to quickly determine, because we could use the email address before, but if that's going away,
Can we
and we
still
can't
ask
say
about group?
NCU1 or, oh, go ahead.
Can we still ask about group versus individual? Because they'll still be group versus individual, right?
Do they know their group versus individual?
I would say, do they know if they're group versus individual, like 50-50, maybe? I think you can ask that question. You can ask them if they use NC1 or Navigate,
So
because
it's,
they
okay,
should
cool.
know that for their course room. And Navigate obviously corresponds right now to SOAR. And NCU1 corresponds to Compass. And we've only got 6 more months, and then everyone will be, this is me knocking on wood, everyone will be in anthology.
Busy. That was helpful. I'm still waiting on my chiclets. But that actually helps a lot, just to have that clue real quick if you're gonna have to hunt someone down.
No, for sure. Please double check, just a flag, something else that came up in reference chat. Please double check your chiclets once you have them to make sure that you have the access that you are supposed to have to NCU1, because we have already had issues with folks getting the chiclets added, and then when they try to use them, it's like, you don't have permission. So let's make sure we all have what we need. All right. Any other questions on that one? Okay. Timmy, you and Laura are up to talk about new lib answers categories, scholarly communication.
Tammy, take it away.
So I just wanted to propose, I know that we have a lot of question categories, but particularly as we are looking at launching services such as our faculty research consultations, whoop, shout out to my girl Stephanie, who's leading that subcommittee. I feel like we're doing more to support faculty, staff, and students in their publication journeys. And I just wanted to flag that since December 15th, I've had 11 tickets that I've categorized as other, but would have matched this category because they really didn't match any of our other categories. They were questions about, how do I go about publishing? And I'm referring them to our Scholarly Publishing 101 webinars, to ARC. So it's a directional question, but it doesn't really fit any of our other categories, but it would have fallen under that. Or a reference question that would fit this category would be, well, what are some journals that I could publish in that align with this abstract? And I would use Cabell's and other tools to help them identify journals that would be a good match. Again, both directional and reference questions, but that really don't fit our current categories. So I wanted to propose adding a new category, scholarly communication, but I did want to check in with everyone to see if that would cause confusion in any way, if there was a better name or, yeah, thoughts.
If one of the reasons I love Tammy's suggestion is I think one, it would be really helpful for her to do data exports with that category to filter down to um, for any kind of tracking that she wants to do because she is really focused in that area, or to look for potential webinar ideas or enhancements to guides. She could also export that and share some of that info with like Heather Hussey or Maggie Broderick to kind of give them insight into the kind of challenges people are facing or that they're coming to us for help with.
I guess my big question is, does anyone have concerns? AZ, I saw you unmuted. Hit me.
I have no concerns. I think we need to have this category. My thing is scholarly communications the best name? I feel like yes. I am deeply biased. I do just want to remind all of us that saying scholarly communications to people outside of library spaces is like they got nothing. You might as well start reciting the Library of Congress classification system for all that it's like dialed in for them. So that I think is my only caveat is like, I think it's the right term. I think we, the library people who are tagging these transactions, all know what it means, hopefully. If you don't, it's okay too to be like, that doesn't make sense because we want it to be user friendly. But I do just want to emphasize when we're talking to folks outside the library, I think we either have to educate about the term or not use the term. That's all I got to say on that. Betty.
How about scholarly publication? Because it's really, preparing the things like you said, publishing opportunities, writing the manuscript.
If I wanted to be pedantic, because I've had some people say this to me, they're like, well, presentations and things like blah, 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 blah. To me, I understand scholarly publication includes publication and presenting and all kinds of dialogue around it. So I'm fine with scholarly publication. I know if we want to do a quick poll, or if anyone has other suggestions to throw into the vote, I'm fine with either one. Thoughts?
I think either one's cool. I agree with AZ. I think internally we'll all know what that means if we're the ones who are really looking at the stats. And if we share with people like Matt or it goes to other departments, we would just clarify what that means.
Cool. I will create that category later today. If anyone feels really strongly about a name, please let me know. And we can keep translating what we do to other people. Thank you all.
Okay. Take a poll. That's right, I'm putting you all on the spot. Everybody needs to vote.
I love that. I was like, well, I guess we could do a poll. And he's like, I'm on it. Data-driven decision making, baby.
That's right. Oh man, it is a tight race here, team. Everybody, oh my God. Wow. Okay, well, here we go. Scholarly publication wins narrowly, very narrowly. So you well, literally by 2 votes. So scholarly publication did take it away. I did also think, literally, as I was pushing end poll and share results, that we could just say scholarly publication and communication.
That's the coward's way out. Scholarly publication it is. No compromises.
All right. Well, thank you all. I appreciate. Oh, there. For some reason, it wasn't sharing the results, but now you can all see how close it was. All right. Ed, I want to talk about ProQuest resources. I don't know if we have any updates because I know we had when we talked about, hey, we should be encouraging folks to use our ProQuest resources more, to search in them more. We had talked about looking at our stats again, but I don't really think we have like new. It hasn't been long enough to do that. So rather than kind of dive into it from that direction, I do just want to ask, one, has anyone had any success with trying to encourage more ProQuest use either in instruction or while you're on reference? Or I know we've also had some emails back and forth with our ProQuest and EBSCO folks about maybe zhuzhing the algorithms a little bit to give some more ProQuest love there. So anything anyone wants to share. Larrabee, featuring eBook Central in the ebook webinars. Excellent example. Thank you.
And this Friday, Stephanie's doing a run through of her ProQuest and PQDT webinar. So if you guys can do that, it's 12 tomorrow, and give her feedback on that, because that's a great way. The ebook Central and the ProQuest are 2 now kind of ProQuest center stage opportunities to promote those databases. So thanks, Larrabee and Stephanie, for doing that.
Putting aside the sort of bias in how results are ranked or displayed in EDS, um, is there a percentage on how much of our ProQuest collection is discoverable through EBSCO? I feel like those percentages used to be available, um, but I don't know if we have a sense of how much might be showing up versus how much might be missing. Are we seeing all of eBook Central in EDS? Things like that.
Yeah, eBook Central, we are seeing everything, but eBook Central is a different platform at ProQuest. It used to be a separate company. Um, it's more the ProQuest proper stuff that they just don't share with EBSCO, and EBSCO doesn't share with them. So unless EBSCO has the title, has the metadata for the title, it won't show up in EDS. And that's the way it was with Primo too. If ProQuest didn't have metadata for the title, the EBSCO title didn't show up in there. I think there's a very high level of overlap, but it's that little bit that's gone. A lot of the usage discrepancy. I mean, if you look at a pie chart, EBSCO is a huge amount of the usage. It is mainly because EBSCO sort of pre-populates the records with, you click and you instantly get the PDF. That's coming from EBSCO. And there's no way around it that I know of, unless you don't want to have that instant access, because they can only give the instant access to their own stuff. So there may, I don't know, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. And I don't know what we can do really to increase the ProQuest usage, because the vast majority of our users aren't coming into the system in the first place looking for EBSCO or ProQuest. They're just looking for stuff. And this may be sort of a quixotic quest.
Hey, we are embracing pedantry and quixotic quests here in the library today. I feel like both of them are very important. Somewhere around, hey, here. I'm gonna say, get my little Don Quixote statue. We're ready, ready to head out here and tilt at some windmills. So just wanted to keep it in the forefront of everyone's mind. We will come back to this and continue talking about ways that we can tilt at some windmills and try and encourage usage of ProQuest. So
If we got LibKey and maybe relied on an AI search as our main search, would that be a little more vendor agnostic?
David out here pushing the Libkey plus agenda, and we don't even have a quote yet. This is something that the AI tool working group has been exploring. So who knows, coming soon. We'll see how much money they want to charge us. I think Betty's facial expression is about how I think the quote is going to be, but David's optimism is high. So, all right. Last thing before we go into shout outs and kudos. There's just like a lot going on in the world, and also natural disasters, unnatural disasters, all kinds of things happening. So Phil and I did just want to touch on emergency contact information. I wanted to, one, encourage you to make sure that you have an emergency contact listed in Workday. And then I wanted to let you know that Bill and I can't see those, nor can your direct supervisor. I'm not sure at what point HR breaks their little in case of emergency box. But I have not yet encountered that case. So all of that is to say, if you want to share, please, with your direct supervisor, some kind of contact information that is for someone who is not you, so that if the flu takes you out and you can't log in, you can't even look at Teams on your phone, we have someone that we can reach out to make sure that everything is okay. I will also say I'm more than happy for you to give my phone number to anyone. Lots of people have my phone number in my non-national university related life who I've never even talked to, and they message me all the time asking for things. So feel free to share my contact information with your loved one or your neighbor or whoever you know would be the person who would be reaching out if you were having some kind of issue where you could not reach out yourself. I'm more than happy to be that person. So I will make sure, I think everyone has it, but I just wanted to remind everyone. So yeah, take care of yourselves out there. And on that note, we're gonna roll into shout outs and kudos.
I would just like to thank everyone who has been covering for me for this last week, what with being sick and all, and then the move in from hell. I do have some good news in that regard, hopefully. So hopefully by next week I'll be celebrating. But yeah, just wanted to thank you all for covering because seriously, that really helped, and it was a very stressful time. So I very much appreciate it. So thank you all.
I would like to give a shout out and kudos to Suki for being such a good girl. Look at her. Look at her. Isn't she the best? She is 4 months old. She is potty trained and she is perfect. So shout out to Suki.
She your new dog?
Yeah, I just got her Wednesday or Tuesday, Wednesday officially.
He's so cute.
Yes, so cute. Thanks.
I have a shout out for Tammy and June. Thank you so much for being awesome teammates on Sunday. It was busy and weird, and you guys made it so much better. And thank you so much.
I want to have a shout out to Jamie, who the other night hopped on late when I had a question about, and followed up the next day with a question about law textbooks. Jamie is like the law guru ninja at both with the subject matter, but also with NU and its complicated systems. So being able to rely on her as a subject matter expert is hugely helpful.
I wanted to shout out Benita, Amanda Bissett, Stephanie, Larrabee, and June for all of their hard work on the AI Toolkit webinar series. It's coming together nicely. Benita, you've done such a beautiful job as project manager, keeping everyone on track, keeping everything organized, being inclusive. Super appreciated. I'm excited to start getting to attend those in February because that is when they're going to be launching that series.
I want to shout out Hannah. Thank you so much for all your help with the KPI data that we had to submit for the AES quarterly report. You're the best.
And to you too, Anna. That was one of my shout outs was to Anna and Hannah for handling that. So thank you.
I wanted to shout out Jamie too for what Tammy, the law school answering the complicated like law school questions like so quickly and thoroughly. And also she submitted like a course revision, a really detailed long one to OLIS that I saw and looked really time consuming and complicated. So I wanted to shout her out for that and Benita for organizing and leading the AI webinar series. And then also a while back, I don't remember what day it was, but David was on chat and I feel like he was like single-handedly answering all the questions. It was pretty amazing. So yeah, thanks for that.
Following up on that, remind me a huge shout out to Anna for following up after the Sunday on the complicated textbook question and helping us figure out what was going on and submitting the ticket to OLIS. Just amazing. Thank you.
I'd also like to shout out Jamie. And I've been so blessed and so fortunate that anytime a terrifying law school question or super complicated psych question has come on, she's just happened to be on Teams and seen it and has just hopped on and helped. So thank you, Jamie.
Terrifying law school question coming soon to a theater near you.
She knows all. I can learn from her.
I do want to give Megan a shout out for all of the work she's been doing behind the scenes to get the EBSCO stuff moved over. I'm so happy that we don't have to walk students through how to do that manually. It is such a huge win. It's so amazing. I really appreciate her keeping on top of that and making sure that EBSCO folks had what they needed to get that change made. And also for logging in early on a morning when she wasn't feeling well and had a sick kiddo to make the change to our Open Athens login page so that it was all shiny and new when IT switched off ADFS. So
I want to shout out Megan and David for their help with the Orcs new hub. And a special shout out to David, who lets me message him all the time and ask him bizarre questions. And he's always so gracious with his answers. Thank you.
I want to piggyback on the David shout out kudo because David isn't just on chat, he's also like looking into my chats to make sure that I'm doing it correctly. And it was super helpful yesterday. It had to do with a survey question. It was just way over my head, and David was there to help me. Also, a huge shout out to Benita, June, and Betty for taking shifts for me next week. Huge shout out and kudo to Jamie, Stephanie, and Tammy who took multiple shifts next week. So thank you both. Thank all of you so much for letting me take some time off.
I don't think I've like shouted it out in Zoom, so I'm going to shout it out here. Congrats to Tammy on her acceptance into the Evidence Synthesis Institute. Only 40% of applicants were accepted into that. So I'm excited to learn from her and hear what she gets from that. But congratulations, Tammy.
I want to shout out everyone on the web accessibility audit team. I know that it is a huge ask, and I hope that the meeting last week proved helpful so that we can get that moving along. We have other groups using SpringShare that are now coming to ask questions. So we are the guinea pigs and we're going to provide feedback. So I appreciate everyone doing that. It's a lot of manual work, but we're going to be a year ahead of schedule. So it's going to be really great.
I just want to add my shout out to that because yesterday morning I got a Teams message from Dr. Billings with a like higher ed insider article.
Inside higher
like,
ed.
Yeah, inside higher ed. There we go. Thank you, Betty. being like, hey, what are we doing to get ahead of this accessibility stuff? And it was really nice to be able to reply to him and tell him exactly what we were doing. And that is the work that all of those web accessibility folks are doing. So thank you.
And I want to shout out everybody on the faculty consultations team. They've worked so hard and got everything done so quickly that I'm 99% sure we're going to be able to launch it February 1. So that was kind of our goal. Stretch goal was like, please let us, have that much time. So you guys kicked butt.
I would agree with that. And thank you, Stephanie, for leading that. Again, excellent project management skills, making sure that everything kind of gets covered and communicating what's going on with people. I really appreciate it.
I have a shout out for June. Thank you for taking that instruction request next Tuesday night. It's kind of late, like 8 p.m. And thank you so much, because I would have, but I'm out of town, and that's a big ask. So thank you.
I have a shout out for the interlibrary loan for December. We had a large number considering we were closed for a week. So we've been taking like 30 requests a day.
I threw this shout out in Teams, but bears repeating. Jamie did 17 consultations in December. That is a short month. We are closed. It's a low enrollment month. I don't know how you did 17 in a month, but awesome job.
If I could just share a little bit of personal stuff. I'm not really good at this, but I just want to shout out to AZ and a few others on our team for the support for my family. My mom passed away just before Christmas. We took care of her the last couple of years, and I only let a few know on our team, so thanks for the support. We all go through some hard things in life, so it's good that we have each other. And Matt has been so helpful too. So thanks to all.
Any other shout outs or kudos people want to throw out there? Alrighty. Hearing none, I say thank you all for being awesome. And please, have a good rest of the day, everybody.
Take care, everybody. See you.
Take care. Bye.
Thanks.